Hello, we are back. Hello, we are back for some more CPL action. We got round 4 here of the season, so the penultimate round. And still both championships up for grabs. Let's go on board with not crushing it today. Might actually win something then, if he's not crushing it. Joking. Anyway, see what we can do. Very difficult circuit today. We're here in Poland. A very enjoyable circuit though. Anyway, up to the line for the first lap. 32.02 up to P7, but it's Man, Bear, Goat on pole, and it's an Alfa Romeo 1-2 as it stands. Justin P2, Senna P3 as well. Not a good race last time out. 31.67 is the time to beat. Pretty close though. We got 2 drivers on a 31.83 as well as 1 driver on a 31.82. So very close. Every improvement is going to count. And up to the line. Doesn't improve. Johnny up to 3rd, crushing it up to 4th, and Ewer also gets a 31.67, and he takes pole position by 0.00. Manbear Goat P2 and Justin P3. Nice from Alfa Romeo. And Johnny 4th and crushing it 5th. Senna 6th. Gamer down in 7th. We've got Kubo is back. He's P8. We've got Ludwig in 9th. And Fede P10. And then we got Nitro 11th. Toast just ahead of his teammate in 12th and 13th. And then we got Jake Brad ahead of his teammate in 14th and 15th. Axis 16th, Albano 17th, and Alexis, well, quite far off it in the end. He's P18. So here we go. We have 37 laps of this circuit, and we have 18 drivers ready to try and win. They're underway. Ewer leads us off the line. Manbear Goat gets a good start. Can he challenge into the first sector? And we can't stay P2 for now. Justin holds P3 as well on the mediums. And we have some rain inbound for, I believe, the first time this season, actually. So there is rain on the way. We got Crossjet trying to make some moves. And Senna trying to make some moves. Everyone very eager to try and gain places before everyone rushes into the pit lane. And Ewer, unfortunately, onto the grass, loses a few places there. And Kubo and Johnny both stay out, as well as Nick Hill. I think Nitro, bit of lag there, and it looks like collisions are on in the pit lane as well. So I think Justin seems to have lost a lot of places there. Gamer seems to have gained a few. And we have 4 drivers stay out there, so they were hoping it's going to dry up, but unfortunately for them, it is still raining, so they're going to lose quite a bit of time on this lap. So we see Albano already been caught, and Justin making some moves, so he's made back the progress that he lost in the pit stops, so that's good for him. So Alfa Romeo doing a great job currently. They are P5 in the Constructors at the moment, 1 point behind McLaren, so this will be a great result for them as it stands, as Nitro becomes our first retirement of the race. So we have Toast making some moves up to P7 from P12 on the grid, and Ewer's just losing even more places here, and he's onto the grass. He's now down to P9. But yeah, the Alfa Romeos are looking great, 1 and 2 at the moment, and they've managed to build a bit of a gap. We've got Gamers up to P3 and doing a good job. Nitro leaving the game as Toast onto the grass. They're down to P9. As it looks like the rain might finally be stopping soon. So maybe only a few more laps of this Inter running before we get back onto the dries, as we see Senna onto the grass, Toast as well onto the grass, and that's Kubo up to P7. Alfa Romeo's looking good. Gamer 15, is he going to get past here? No, he's not. Crushing it, not looking for a move. Got Kubo up to P5 at his home circuit as well. so he's doing a good job after qualifying P8. And we got Fede, don't know what's just happened there, it looks like he just stopped on the track, but hasn't cost him too much. Got Ewa and Ludwig making places, Johnny conceding that place to Ludwig there. As Jake Brad, a bit of a mistake there onto the grass. So maybe only the rest of this lap on the inters, or maybe one more. We'll have to wait and see what everyone decides to do. Is Krushenek going to go for a move? Don't think so. Lots of battling going on for P6 though. We've got Ludwig slipping through as Fede onto the grass, and there is, I think that was 4 wide then for a second. Absolute chaos going on. Lovely stuff as we see both Alfa Romeos into the pit lane. So they are the first 2 in. They've both gone for mediums, Krushenek mediums, as Ewa stays out and takes the lead of the race. I doubt he'll hold that one for very long. So Krushenek's managed to get in front of Gamer for P4. So it looks like Ewa is the only one who decided to stay out, so hopefully for him it rains. As we see, Matt's made his way to P10, so he's doing good. Hopefully he can have a good result. Managed to get in quite a few places actually. Head of Senna, so I'm not sure what's happened. He's fallen down a bit. As Ewa still staying out on the inters. Not doing too bad, to be fair. Still holding P3. Don't know for how much longer though. He's got Krushenek behind him. And Krushenek pretty comfortably through. As well as Gamer as well. Got Albono as well also. Sticking out on the inters. Trying something different. As Ewa finally makes it into the pit lane. And I think that will have cost him a few places. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully for him he can regain them back later in the race. Is Matt going to make a move? Not quite. There goes Fede though up the inside. He's got past Matt. He's going to try and get past Toast here. But Toast not having any of it. And Fede unfortunately ends up losing a place to Matt. Down to P11. As Fede back through. Looks like Matt didn't really fight that one. So Fede back into the top 10 now. Trying to help Trident in their Constructors battle. Not too much going on. I think the rain has split the field up a little bit. As Fede, a bit of a mistake there, and Matt is through. So we've got Ludwig, has got past Cuba, I believe. So good stuff from Ludwig. Is Cuba going to challenge? No, he's not. It's Nick Hill and Jake Brad battling. Jake Brad onto the grass. I've flicked onto him twice, and both times he's been in the grass. And Nick Hill's now in the grass. So Jake Brad gets that place up to P13. As we have more rain inbound. So you see Jake Brad and Nick Hill, the first 2 into the pit lane. Can they make an undercut here? And Ewa's going to be the last one into the pit lane, so he might lose the most time out of everyone. Let's wait and see. As Albono is still on the inters, he was on in the first stint, so interesting strategy there. So you see they're all pitting, most of them for wet tyres. Is anyone going to go for inters? Nick Hill on inters. And the rain is going to ease up a little. Still going to rain though, so I do think wet's the better choice for now. But we've got Nick Hill, Fede and Albono have all decided to go for inters. And have not really managed to gain much, to be fair. Nick Hill is still P13 despite the undercut, so didn't work a huge amount for him. It looks like he's closed up a bit though, so not too bad. Is you were going to go for a move, both of them onto the grass, and we've got Nick Hill trying to get through. And it looks like he might. He's going to be on the outside, but he's got some nice speed, and he's through up to P12. Not a great, Nick Hill up to P11 even. But we have Fede retaking that place. And now Nick Hill's in P12. As Ua gets through on both of them, I don't think the inters are starting to not work as we see the rain falling more and more. As Senna becomes our second retirement of the race. I'm not quite sure what position he was there, but I think he was definitely in the top 10, so it's going to help a few drivers lower down. Anyway, the Alfa Romeos are looking really good here, over 2 seconds clear of P3, which is currently held by Crosschenet. Looks like back markers might be on there. It looks like Crosschenet had a bit of a tough time getting past there, but we'll see. And Nick Hill and Fede still battling on the inters. It looks like the inters might start to become the better tyre as this rain clears off a bit and the track dries up a bit even, not the rain. The rain has already cleared off. Yeah, Justin's managed to catch Man Bear Goat, and he does challenge for the lead. There we go. We jump on board at the perfect time, up to P1 for Justin. Go wait and see what kind of pace he has. We've got Gamer's also made the move. He's up to P3. So yeah, Fast Racing currently 4th and 5th. Good performance from them so far. Currently leading the Constructors Championship as well, so they'll need as many points as they can get. So we got Ewan and Matt Matterling. It looks like Ewan made the move, but he's lost the place again. Might start to see some drivers pit again soon as the rain dries up. The track dries up even, keeps saying the rain. There we go, that's 2 drivers in, Crosschenet and Justin. So yeah, quite surprised that Justin went in actually. He didn't look too dry, but he has decided to. Johnny, Toast as well, both in, and then a lot of the drivers further back as the rain and the track is pretty much dry now. See, actually only the top 4 currently sit on the wets, and they're all in. And to be fair, has worked for Justin. It looks like he's made a bit of an undercut on his reserve teammate tonight, so doing a good job there. Wait and see if he can take the win. Hasn't finished in the top 6 yet this season, but looking good to change that. Johnny on the back of Kubo, but Kubo on the softs, so don't think Johnny will be battling too hard. Got Ludwig as well on the softs. And he's pretty close to game of 15 here. Is he going to challenge? Don't think he's quite close enough. Matt, is he going to look for a move? He's on the softs, but doesn't really look like he is going to challenge, or is he? No. Thought he was going to go for a bit of a cutback there, but decides against it. Anyway, is Ludwig going to make the move into the first corner? Yes, he is. There he goes. Up to P4 for Ludwig. Sets a new personal best of the race as well. So showing some strong pace here. Ewan and Matt still close together. As I say that, Matt falls back a little bit. I think he'll be fine. Nick Hill on the back of Jake Brad. Don't think he's making a move. So yeah, a lot of gaps around now. Not a huge amount going on. As Ludwig, bit of a mistake there. Manages to hold the place though. He looks like he was closing a bit on the podium there, but not to be, unfortunately. At the front, Justin still leads with his teammate Man Bear Goat behind him. Is Gamer going to look for a move? No, he's not. Pretty happy just sitting behind for the time being. There we go, Jake Brad very wide at the final corner. And Nick Hill's through as we get our third retirement of the race. And it is Lexus. And he'll be P16 tonight. So it looks like Matt has fallen off a bit. Maybe the softs are starting to die. It is quite a high tyre circuit with all the 180-degree turns. It does have a massive effect on tyres, so I think them softs may be just starting to die out a bit. And maybe Ludwig too. Gamer is looking close. Can he make the move? Yeah, Gamer to the inside. And he makes the move. Axis almost blocking them now. I don't think they're ghosted, the back markers. But I could be wrong. Anyway, Gamer up to P4. So let's wait and see what he can do from there. And Man Bear Goats managed to take the lead. Didn't see that one, but he's done it. And Justin now down in P2 as Ludwig into the pit lane for what I would assume is his final stop. Interesting choice of tyre though, a soft tyre. It's got to do 12 laps on that. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult end to the stint for him. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Cubo pitted on the same lap, went for the hard tyre. So very contrasting choices there. We'll have to wait and see who it works out better for by the end of the race. Anyway, what's happening? Matt seems to be falling back a bit. Now down to be 12. Fede into the pit lane. And he's gone for the hard tyres as well. So yeah, what I was saying about tyre wear, only 11 laps to go, and he's chosen a tyre that can do 13 to 17 laps. So it suggests the tyre wear isn't very optimal here. As we see 3 of our front 4 into the pit lane, Justin's gone for softs. Crushnet and Gamer have gone for the mediums, and Ludwig has managed to make a slight undercut work. He's not too far ahead, to be fair. For a 2-lap undercut, maybe should be slightly further ahead, but he has made it work. However, I do see him struggling a lot by the time we reach the final few laps of the race. Yeah, these back markers are definitely not ghosted. Look at the way they're struggling to pass. Anyway, Man Bear Goat comes out the pits in P2, so Justin's managed to make the undercut. Oh no, he's ghosted there. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, Man Bear Goat P2. Ludwig has managed to close up and then doesn't. It's really weird. It feels like it is ghosted for some and not others. Anyway, confusing me. Uber still out on his hards. Is he going to go to the end? I don't think so. Might have to pit soon. Johnny into the pit lane. He's onto the soft tyres. Where's he going to come out? He's going to split these two so into P7 for him. Up the inside of Kubo there though. And he's through up to P6. Good stuff from him. Do want to see what progress he can make. As Ludwig, a bit of a mistake there. And he's down to P4. And it's not looking good for Ludwig here. He would have had to make quite a lot of early progress on them tyres. But it just hasn't worked so far. And Justin still leads. I expect he will start to have a bit of a tyre wear struggle towards the end though. Bono still out on inters. So it's going to make a very interesting strategy graphic for him later. I don't know if that was lag or not, but that looked like a bit of lag. Anyway, Ludwig has pitted. So he's gone for the 6 stop strategy at least. Could even be more, depending on if more rain comes. He's out in P7. Let's have to wait and see what he can do. Did start P9 to be fair, so he has overall gained, but we'll be hoping to make a few more gains. Ewa has also pitted out in P9. To wait and see if he can catch Toaster or anybody. As Man Bear Goat has managed to catch his teammate. So yeah, Alfa Romeo looking very strong. Would definitely go ahead of McLaren and would close up drastically to the top. Do only have one race left after this though, so maybe a little too late for them. Anyway, Ludwig, can he try and challenge? To wait and see. Got Gamer and Crushing It trying to get onto the back of the top 2. It looks like they are closing in, but I don't think it's by enough. Justin's starting to drift a little bit though through that first sector. And he's still got 3 laps to go after this. I think Justin might start to struggle in these closing laps. Yeah, he's already struggling and he's got 3 laps to go. Man Bear Goat trying to take the lead. And he does. I don't think Justin really wanted to give that up, but he does in the end. And that has allowed Gamer to close up. It looks like we're in for a 3-way fight for the lead, just like we saw last time out in Portimao. And just as I say that, Gamer falls off a bit. I think Crushing It's made a bit of a mistake there as well. He's fallen back a little. Yeah, Justin really starting to struggle now. He's drifting all over the place. Can Gamer make the move for second position? Has a little look at the inside there. Can't make it work though. Is he going to do it here? No, Justin defends, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Gamer gets through anyway, and it's up to P2 for Gamer. He's back on to the podium, unless it all goes wrong. Ludwig looking close to Johnny. He's got some fresher tyres. Can he make the move? Pulls to the outside, and he gets it done. Up to P5. Solid recovery in the end. I'm sure he'll be not too disappointed with 5th. Anyway, we have Man Bear Goat on what I believe is his CPL debut, unless he raced in Season 1. Here he goes up to the line, and he is going to win the Polish Grand Prix. Gamer takes P2. Justin holds on for P3 in the end, so not too bad. Got Crushing at 4th, Ludwig P5, Johnny takes P6, Cubo P7. There's going to be Toaster, who lets Ewa through for P8, so it's going to be Ewa P8 and Toaster takes P9. Then Matt will take his highest finish of the season in P10. And then unfortunately the others didn't quite make it across the line in time there. So it's going to be Fed8 in 11th. Jake Brad takes P12. That's probably one of Cyan Titans' best performances there, 10th and 12th. So that's good for them. We've got Nick Hill 13th, Axis P14, and it was Albono who finished last place in the race. And then our 3 retirements, Lexus, Senna, and Nitro. So terrible performance for McLaren there. So yeah, not gaining many points, and on a day when a team behind them got a 1-3, not good for McLaren. Ewa and Crosschenet share the fastest lap as well. So that's round 4. We've only got 1 round left to go this season. So we'll see you next week for the Japanese Grand Prix. Peace out.